was a bit rude, and I will call him out, and his supporters did not like that, and we would be beefing in the comments and, you know, scheduling to meet up after school at 3 o'clock and fisticuffs. But we squashed all those beefs because I started listening to Steven Crowder and understanding that this dude actually does his homework. He does his homework. He presents his points in aggressive ways, also comedic ways. But one thing he does do, he give everyone the ability, not the ability, but he give everyone the platform to give their piece. Like if you disagree with what I'm saying, okay, then let me know why you disagree with what I'm saying. And he allowed them to do their thing. And he won't debunk them or go against their side with opinion or just making up stuff off the top of his head. Something he does is he presents them with facts that he researched. And those are the type of things that always blew my mind when it came to him. So let's go ahead and check this out. Guys, if you have not visited bluemonsterprep.com yet, please do it. Only because they support the channel. They sponsor the channel. Shout out to them. Patrick and Gina are amazing. But also, this company, they provide things for us in our households that we need. And if you already have an abundance of everything you need, I'm almost certain you know someone who does not. So it would be dope to pick up something for other people if you know another family that don't have a first aid kit. It might be your daughter or your son who just moved out on their own. And last time you were over their house, you didn't see any first aid kits. You know what I mean? It could be anything, a bleed out kit or a generator or anything, water filtration systems. I don't know. Whatever you may need, go get it. And for free shipping, put in code LFR. Okay, let's check this joint out.
They continue to harass you. Ask them, are you challenging me to a fight? So psychologically, the bully has a choice to make. Either yes, in which case you use what you know. Or if he says, most of the time he'll say no, it's de-escalated. But you can only ask that question if you know the answer is yes, then you can handle it. Women can't handle it if they're in an inner city and a man is on PCP. Sports are sort of allegorical, analogous for war, right? In a lot of ways. It's a way of sort of competing without killing each other. So take wrestling, where we know it's not even remotely competitive. Now apply killing. We need the most effective fighting force possible. Just like I wouldn't send out a woman, for example, to wrestle Cale Sanderson. I wouldn't send a woman who...
Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back. I gotta blow my nose, goddaggit. Ooh. All right. Hey, Rod Father Studios. I see what you're saying, brother. I'm gonna answer those as soon as I'm done. Okay, let's go.
Can't do a pull-up, and that's the majority of female recruits in the military. I would not send her out to war. She doesn't lose a match. She loses her life, and so does the guy next to her relying on her. I think it's important, more important than diversity.
Again, I'm going to bring it back to the standard point. I think that's an issue with the standards we have in the military, in the police force. I think the standards aren't high enough. Again, I
agree.
We can argue that there is a biological difference, but again, you're also talking about people have guns, they have a lot of technological advancements. Today's military, technologically, is off the charts. Like, it is crazy how much money we put into the military every single day, technologically advancing ourselves.
Sure.
So...
I actually agree with the statement you just made. I think it's very important. Where you said, for example, guns, advancement, let's just say in firearms. That does equalize the playing field, right, in a lot of ways. Okay, so it's a perfect example. For the same reason I support women being able to carry firearms, and I actually support them carrying firearms because it's the only way to be stronger than a man. It's a mechanical advantage, right? Yes, we have advances in firearms. It's still the only way that a woman can overpower a strong man. Flip side of that coin, the police force, a woman will have to use a firearm. She'll have to use a weapon because she can't physically subdue a man. And that, I don't believe, is something where you talk about de-escalation. If you have to go to your tool belt because you cannot physically restrain a 250-pound man on PCP,
but do you always have to? Because I'm saying between men and women, I'm saying in the police force in general, like, I don't remember the exact number, so I can't really quote on this, but I know for a fact that there is not enough training on de-escalation. Like, they barely do any training on it at all. I agree with the statement that
I agree with you, they should train that robustly.
Okay. I agree that you're saying, like, men and women, like, women are physically smaller, we are biologically different. But I'm saying, in general, you can't put the whole argument on just women rather than putting it on a structural problem.
I like her. I like her. Yeah. I'm gonna go more into why I like her in a little bit, but I like her. Yeah, she's definitely protecting her side. She's defending her side and everything, but she's acknowledging problems, issues bigger than, what if a woman can't defend off somebody and she has to go to her gun before try to de-escalate the whole situation. So she's put it on something else. Let's see how he handles this.
Right, and I believe the structural problem is because of the matriarchy and the problem with feminism trying to lower standards to accommodate women.
But can't you say it's also sexism because it's the idea that, like I was saying before, like you were talking about in the military how a lot of it is there's a lot of things given to women, and it's like the men should be. We're talking about, like, for example, mental health, for example. Now we were saying that like
women are more likely to PTSD, be discharged.
But it's also because men aren't treated as seriously for it because it's like
that could be true. It's an inference, but I think your inference might be correct.
Yes, that could also be, instead of saying because of feminists, it could also be because of sexism
towards men. You may be correct on that. I think it's probably a little column A, a little column B. I think we have quite a lot of data that shows that men tend to perform better under high compression stress scenarios than women in general. There are always exceptions to the rule. And it tends to be more traumatic for women. And then especially when you combine, sort of being on the receiving end of a traumatic injury in the military. Same thing in the police force. But you mentioned de-escalation. Now you wrestle. So you have some understanding of, I would say, controlling or subduing the human body, right? That's what all grappling arts are, whether it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, judo. I do believe that should be trained in the police force so that you don't have to use a weapon. I think that we need higher standards, as a matter of fact. I think every member of the police should have basic grappling capabilities so that they don't have to, for example, grab their gun or grab their taser. Now, de-escalation. I agree with you, that's very important. Here's what I would argue is the reality of de-escalation. You can only de-escalate if you have the nuclear option. What do I mean? You can't de-escalate with a large, strong, likely inebriated man who doesn't want to go back to prison if he sees a small, weak woman trying to de-escalate. He knows that he has a trump card and he can attack you. Statistically, it happens a lot. De-escalation can only take place with formidable capability. And women don't have that physically. As a general rule, not all women, and certainly most of the women in our police force today.
For me, okay, I'm not disagreeing with your statement. I actually kind of agree with your statement. My only thing is, again, like I said, for de-escalation, when I think of de-escalation, I think of more like, physical therapy. You know how we learn about the cognitive whatever. Like, you've ever heard about, like, you've ever taken a psychology class?
Sure.
Okay. And they teach us about, like, different things about the human, like, behavior and things like that. I feel like, the way I think about it is, I feel like cops should be taught that because they should be taught how to behave and not behave, but how to, like.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, but.
Nah, behave. They should be taught how to behave. Some people get a little power drunk when they get that gun on their hip, or that they get that asp baton, or they get that stun gun, or that pepper spray. Like, some people just, whoo, I got power now. Yeah, I wish a mother effer would mess with me. And you better say yes, sir, no, sir, whenever I say something. Whenever I say something, sir, those some nice shoes you got on. Those are new J's? Nah, these not the new ones. What you mean, nah? You say, no, sir. I'm the police. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Don't move. He's moving. Some people get a little power drunk, man. So, yeah, they need to know how to damn act.
I think it's a very important component of the job, right? I think it's a very important component to be able to de-escalate. And to be fair, most police civilian interactions, most of them are not violent.
Yeah.
But every single police officer, male or female, will have many violent interactions throughout their career. And it only takes one. And if you're not physically up to the task, and the women in our police force, the vast majority are not all of them, but the vast majority are not, that's a problem. If I can, let me give you, we've talked about the empirical and anecdotal story.
Okay.
And I come from a background, I've done judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we don't really have wrestling in Canada, I think it exists.
This dude has done everything, man. Steven Crowder has wrestled. He has done judo. This dude has done probably law enforcement before, done law. Like, bruh, what have you not done? Like, this is the type of person that you want to talk to, though, when it comes to these type of issues, because they're so well versed, right? But then they can also be the most aggressive, and you will miss their message because you're judging the messenger.
Canadian wrestling, sorry.
I know, it's not very good, yeah. There's the Olympic team, and like George St. and then everyone else. It doesn't happen in high school. But now I'm a new father, and I've also coached kids in jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
And here's the problem, too. You have a lot of moms, for example, who when they have sons, they will tell them if they're dealing with a bully, and I had this, they say, you walk up to him and you tell him that he better stop. You know, he needs to stop or else. Or you tell him that he needs to stop, that this is, you know, he's just doing it because he feels bad about himself. In other words, whatever techniques that are often told to young boys. It doesn't work if the bully knows he can kick your ass. It happened to me when I was young. I said, well, you know, stop, this is wrong, you need to stop doing this. The bully said, what? And kicked my ass.
That's true. That's true. If a bully is picking on you and you say, I don't want to fight. Oh, man. They get a certain glaze over their eyes like, ooh, this is about to be fun. He don't want to fight. I'm about to whoop this little kid's butt. But if you punch him in the mouth, you be the first to pop off because nobody want to be punched in the mouth. Nobody want to be punched in the eye. I know this. I have not done any type of research on this, but I know this in my own ways. I'm just going to tell you that much. I know this in my own ways.
Only once I was able to physically defend myself could I de-escalate the situation. And then at that point I could say, look, do you really want to go this route? And that's what we actually teach children. We teach children, we teach them jiu-jitsu. The Gracies actually do this. I mean, it's important we teach the psychology. We say, avoid it. And then if they continue to harass you, ask them, are you challenging me to a fight? So psychologically, the bully has a choice to make. Either yes, in which case you use what you know. Or if he says, most of the time he'll say no, it's de-escalated. But you can only ask that question if you know the answer is yes, that you can handle it. Women can't handle it if they're in an inner city and a man is on PCP. You can't de-escalate from a position of weakness.
Hold on, somebody just now wrote something I like. One thing I have always found odd was that when a cop has a gun and people will not listen and it will escalate. But when a robber has a gun, they tend to listen to the robber and do what the robber wants. He said they kind of confused them. What are everyone's thoughts on that? Well, they know that they feel, I'm going to say we feel like since we employ officers to protect us, that regardless if they have a gun or not, they are trained to not use it on us unless we ourselves have a gun. So we take them for granted, thinking that, you know what I mean, this won't go as far as I think it will go. So, because these people are supposed to protect me, so I'm not going to treat them like no robber. A robber is not trained to protect nobody. A robber is just trying to take what you have, period. A robber is willing to do anything he can to get what you have. That's it. And if you don't give it to him, he's not tied to any daggone any standards that he's not going to shoot you or hurt you or something like that. It is what it is. Now, a police officer, that's different. Not only do they have a badge that you can report, but most of them have cameras on their person now that they record the whole situation, and you're thinking that they're not going to hurt me. Like they're gonna go through all the things, all the proper procedures before it escalates to a point that they might have to use one of those many weapons that they have on their person. So people don't believe that the police officer is going to do anything vile or you know what I mean, or dangerous or violent to them. They don't believe that at all. This person is, you know, he works. You're at work right now. You're doing your job. So just like any place else, we go up in there and we spoiled United States citizens, because all of us are spoiled as hell, entitled, selfish, gluttonous, and we're trying to get through many things. That's why I put God on everything. You got to put God before everything, because it helps, you know, it helps make life much better. All right, make life much easier too. But it's not the same in my opinion.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
If we didn't have nukes and we told Russia to stop it, then get good care?
No.
No, exactly. So it doesn't matter. You can only have peace through strength, de-escalation, if they know that when push comes to shove, there are consequences. And the statistics are really scary. Women as far as being on the receiving end of violent attacks when they're police officers. It's not good. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see women getting hurt because of some diversity quota. I don't think that's a good thing for women, and I don't think it's a good thing for the guy next to her.
My thing is, I was talking to, I don't know where that guy went, but I was talking to him about something, and we were talking about how police need to be retrained. They get trained once, and then they go for the job. Men too, I feel like over time, he was giving the example, it wasn't me, he was saying like, police officer gets trained out of the job, freshly trained, whatever, physically built, whatever. Years go by, he gets fat, he gets slow, you know, he doesn't get retrained, the training basically just leaves his head. I feel like if you're talking about like that, it's honestly the same. It's like, I don't feel like...
No, I agree.
That's absolutely the same. You're putting the same standards. Like a woman cannot control herself, probably cannot take care of herself against a big brawly man who's dangerous and she's a police and he's going to overpower her. Well, that the same can be said for an out of shape police officer, or even a slim police officer. Me, I'm a slim guy, and if I run up on a bigger guy who's stronger, faster, he might whoop my ass. And you know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's the same thing. So putting these women on these standards, I get Steven Crowder's point, but the point is a lot of these officers, they get fat and out of shape after time, and it almost seems like they are not, in training anymore. They just gave up. These brothers just look. Why did I call you to come help me out? And I'm in better shape than you. Only thing you have is a damn walkie-talkie to call 1,500 more people like yourself, and you got a gun. But you can't do anything to de-escalate this situation. You getting your tail whooped just like I'm getting my tail. We both getting our tail whooped now.
I agree. I think that's terrible. I just don't think that the solution is a reverse nirvana fallacy of, well, then let's just lower the standards for everyone. I think we need to raise it. I think we're both agreeing we need to raise the standards.
Watch loud.
All right. So what did y'all think about that one, man? That was pretty interesting. Young lady held her own. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know about that one, all right? And be sure to go watch all of the videos inside of our playlist. Don't forget our sponsor, BlueMonsterPrep.com. Please go there, check out what they have, and just let me know what you think, okay? Or let them know what you think. Or if you have any questions, reach out to Patrick and Gina, and they will take care of you. Best customer service that I've dealt with in a long daggone time. They are dope. And they are supporters of the LFR Family channel. And my latency on my camera right now is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why, but I'm going to figure it out. All right. So that's pretty much all I have. Love y'all. See you next time. Peace out.